Hi guys, and welcome to another review with myself, Fanie and Peter Viljoen. This is Let's Talk Automotive, and today, Peter, we've got the all-new Honda Jazz.
It is a Jazz overseas, isn't it? But it's called a Fit in South Africa.
I'm just pulling your leg. Yeah, it's weird. This is the new Honda Fit.
Yeah.
And we've got the 1.5 Elegance here. This is quite impressive, man.
It is. I like the look. I like the clean look. It's almost
very electrical.
Yeah, I was going to say it's almost like an electric vehicle. But I think that's what Honda was going for. Is minimalistic is the word that they used on it, and they've pulled it off nicely. I mean, these headlights look like eyeballs, especially with the wraparound LED, which is very cool. Interesting for me is it's got LED headlights, and what we don't see, and this is actually the first time I've noticed it on a vehicle, also LED fog lights.
What the fog? What are you telling me?
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Yeah, no, so just by saying that this looks very electrical, this will also be available in a hybrid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm still just flabbergasted that they would change a well-established name like Jazz.
I've got a conspiracy theory behind that.
Yeah?
These are now built in Japan. Okay. So I think that transition from building these in India to, if they did build them in India, I know a lot of the Hondas were built in India, to built in Japan, maybe they wanted to make a clean break in the Cyberpunk context. I
used to actually work for Honda, back in the day. I love the brand. And it's good to see the build quality and just the step up again to where we expect it to be.
And let me state this right from the outset. From the minute I clapped my eyes on this car, I was saying to Fritz, I think this is built in Japan.
Yeah.
And we then went and looked for the data plate, and sure as nuts, there it is, built in Japan. So you can see immediately the jump in quality on the vehicle. I think it's about time, because Honda was always known for its quality, and I think it's taken a bit of a hiding in terms of sales because of perhaps lower quality. But they're back. And if this is how the vehicles are going to be built, then Honda's on for some good times. Okay,
let's have a little bit of a walk around the car. Pretty decent 16-inch alloy wheels. It's a 185/55/16. It still has the look and feel, so I don't think we've lost the Jazz feel. And this is quite a unique selling feature, or unique design feature on the Honda Jazz.
Well, when we get inside the vehicle, you'll see what this does for us. Is it creates immense visibility, and it creates more perceived space inside. So I like it. I mean, this is a crossover vehicle to an extent. So,
okay, we'll get to the inside, because there's some very interesting stuff in the inside. The design, Peter, when you look at the rear of this car, are you happy with what you see?
Yeah, I like it. It's unique. It's a Honda. It's
something that stands out for me. It's a small car, but the windows are really big.
Yeah, they are. So they've clearly created
a lot of visibility.
A lot of visibility, which means it feels bigger inside as well.
It's got a reverse camera down there. Okay, what do we expect from a small little car like this? Are we happy with boot size?
Well, in this case, when we get to these magic seats, boot size almost doesn't matter.
I hear you.
So we can create our own boot size. But even with the seats up, this is not a bad space.
Okay, at the bottom here, I was expecting to see a spare wheel there, but there's all my tools, and there's the spare wheel. Okay, so it's a 135/80/15, so it is a bit of a smaller spare tire. Okay, but we'll get to the seats there at the back. But even that's sufficient for what it's supposed to be.
For sure.
Yeah. So is this a mommy's car, or where does
I'd say why not? I mean, I don't want to be derogatory in saying it's a mommy's car, but it's a young mommy's car with small kids, and she's going to be able to go and do shopping, etc. Put all the stuff in the back. So yeah.
So should we do a Fanie fit?
Well, it is a fit. Let's do a Fanie fit.
All right, let me get into the back here and see what that's like. Okay, so this is in the driver position, or the driving positions. Yeah, man, I know that I've put this down, so let me just put up the headrest. That's a lot of space, Pete.
Yeah.
Very nice. Lots of headroom. Jump in the front. Let's talk about it.
Well, let me give you the good news, Fanie. Look here. I mean, I have got so much space here. It's ridiculous.
So you can actually
I can move forward quite a lot. And now, how much space have you got?
It's amazing. I'm very happy. At the back here, I've got USB ports, 2 USB ports, no rear air vents, which we've seen in a lot of vehicles like this. But yeah, I'm happy. What is your sort of feeling about this dual tone cloth and pleather? This is probably pleather again?
Yeah. Well, the seats initially, when I first sat in the car, I found very, very comfortable. Okay. So I'm quite happy with the seats, nice lateral support.
It looks nice. I like the design.
Yeah.
But is it practical?
This probably will be, I think, especially with the color. Hey?
Yeah, I don't think so with kids at the back. I think this might be a little bit of a, needs a Scotch guard treatment. But anyway, I'm happy with the Fanie fit. Can I show you the magic seats?
Yeah, that I've been looking forward to.
Cool. Come to the back here, let me show you. Right, Pete. So remember, I sold Hondas, and this was one of my favorite features to show customers, because this was almost something, well, it is something that you haven't seen in any other car. It is a very unique selling feature, and it sold actually, it was a closer, if I can call it that. Okay, so it's a 60-40 split seat at the back. If I fold this down, look at what happens with the bottom actual seat.
Oh wow,
position.
So that's hinged very nicely.
It's hinged and it folds down into that wheel well, creating an almost flat boot, and that's when you said, we create our own boot size.
Yeah.
So
so that's the magic seat.
That's the magic seat. But
wait.
Some people actually drive Jazzes and they don't know that their cars can do this. Okay.
What are you going to show me now?
Check here. Okay. So if this is up, look at this. If I can do that.
What are you showing me?
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That is the size of most boots in there, but it's inside.
Exactly.
That is incredible. Wow.
So that is definitely a bit of a unique selling feature, and something that I know for a fact that people have driven Jazzes and they never knew that this could happen on their Jazz.
Wow. Okay, that is super impressive, I've got to say.
Okay. So Fanie fit is a definite go. I'm happy with everything at the back. Can we get into the front? But I'll let you drive this, because this is aimed at a bit of a more mature market. Yeah, Pete, my first impression again when I get into this car is that it is very uniquely Honda, because this is a very, very deep and long dashboard and a very unique design.
But this layout actually lends itself to a lot of space, so yes. It's nice and high up. It is deep.
Yeah.
But one thing that has actually struck me is that when I initially saw the cluster, I was disappointed
with the small
screen, and I thought this was just a blank.
Yes.
But actually, it's got quite a clever touch in terms of still being functional.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk through what we see. Very nice infotainment system, touchscreen infotainment, and
it's a nice large screen as well. Yes. What is this, 8 inches, hey? 9 inches, I think. I mean, it's quite big.
Yeah, it is quite big. Automatic climate control. We've got USB sockets at the front and a power outlet here.
Electric brake.
Yeah, the handbrake is electric, and the economy button, which is very unique and still from the previous generation Honda Jazzes. Functionality, that's something that you said, that this is now, we recently did, for example, the Hyundai i20.
The Hyundai.
Sunday Hyundai. Yeah. Okay. And that was a very sporty and young, this is very practical. Do you agree?
Yeah, so from a profile of customer point of view, we've transitioned from being an enthusiast into what I am, which is family orientated but still an enthusiast.
Yes.
So this has got nice crossover functionality, and it's, I think, hit the sweet spot with that.
So if you're a Honda fan, you'll be okay with what you see here.
Absolutely. Well, even if you're not a Honda fan, I think that there's a lot of stuff in here that's going to be very cool. I mean, I even like the way that they've painted.
Yeah, it's color coded.
Yeah.
Very
so
nice.
it just adds to that.
Yeah.
Look at the edge here on the screen. So the screen goes all the way to the edge as well. So it's I love it.
Yeah. Start stop button. Here you can adjust the brightness of the cluster in front of you.
Well, we should maybe show Land Rover that with the new Defender.
I can't just get over the thing now, man. You can drive it without this little. Listen, space, comfort, everything that it's supposed to do. I'm very, very, very impressed with the standard execution here. I think we should go for a drive.
Let's do it.
But you can drive.
I'm absolutely going to drive.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Okay, old man, take me for a spin.
Okay, well, I mean, one of the things that people always complain about is CVTs.
Yes.
So I'm in drive,
Yeah.
and I'm just driving normally. And are you hearing an engine screaming and performing?
It's seamless.
It is seamless. That's what it's designed to be. So if we want to, I'm going to show you on the highway just now what the sport mode does for the driving dynamics. But first impressions, look at how much visibility we've got. It is crazy for a car this size to have so much visibility. I feel like I'm in a much bigger van.
And it's all around, like we said. Even the back window is quite large, and this unique design with the little triangle window at the front. It's very true.
I don't think I've got a blind spot at all.
Yeah. Okay, and like you said, that engine actually, it's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah, I mean, this is a normally aspirated,
1.5, yeah.
1.5. So yeah.
Okay. So what are we going to look at and look for in this drive, Peter? First of all, let's talk about comfort. So I'm talking suspension and driving, the interior of the car. We're gonna look at the suspension, the drivability, how that feels.
Yeah, what's the handling like? I know it's not a major thing on a car like this to worry too much about handling, but it is comfortable. I don't feel excessive body roll. It's handling the bumps nicely.
Yeah. Seats are very comfortable.
Oh yeah, no, the seats are very good.
Yeah.
A bit of engine noise coming through, but that's, as we've explained earlier, with small cars, very difficult to insulate effectively. So it's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, Peter, there's a very nice design feature that I want to talk to you about quickly, and this is the position of the cup holder.
Yeah.
Isn't that unique?
Very clever.
It's actually not unique. We saw this design, for example, also in the Toyota Fortuner.
Yeah.
Where the cup holder is placed in front of the air vent, which can actually cool and heat up your drinks if you wanted to. For example, if it's a very cold morning and you take a cup of soup with you, you can keep it warm with your air conditioner. But yeah, with the cold air flowing over your drink there, it would keep it cool.
It is a very unique feature. I do like it.
So what else stands out for you, Peter?
Well, this is what I'm going to show you, okay? And that is how the sport mode operates. So when we get on the highway, I think this little car's going to shock you.
Okay. And I'd also like to do this economic button here.
Well, let's do that now. So we press eco, now it's on.
Yeah.
Immediate change in the aircon for a start.
So what is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to take away power from the engine and make it more fuel efficient? Why did the aircon change when we should?
Maybe that was just coincidence. Let's just tick again. So
No,
the aircon blew more. So it does take away a bit of power from the aircon.
Okay.
Remember, aircon, even if it's an electric aircon, still consumes energy from the motor because the alternator's still got to charge the aircon.
Okay.
Now we in eco.
Yeah.
I do feel that there's a lot of throttle responsiveness that's been taken away.
Okay.
So it's obviously protecting revs in terms of rev range, which uses less fuel, puts out less emissions, all those good things.
All right, Pete, so we're going to take it onto the highway now and we're going to talk about performance because this way we can actually see what this little car can do.
Okay, so I'm switching econ mode off.
All right.
I'm in drive now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it into sport and immediately our rev range goes up. And now watch the revs here. It's like a motorbike, man.
Yo.
Sounds like a motorbike too. How's that?
That is actually flippin' impressive.
Huh? And you said this was a little mummy's car. Huh?
I cannot believe that. I'm actually speechless. Yo.
Huh? This is proper. I love this. So
okay, so let's talk about the mistake that Fritz made. He never saw that there was a sports mode, and he put it into sport and thought he was in drive.
Yeah.
Okay, and then yes, definitely you would feel like you're over revving.
Yeah, so here I'm going to keep my foot in exactly the same position and I'm going to go back to drive. And you see how it drops the revs down.
It's almost 2,000 revolutions.
Yeah. Same position on my foot again. I'm going into sport and it goes back up. But that's because it's sport. We want to keep our revs up. So
very impressive.
I'm absolutely astounded. I love the free revving nature of this motor, but isn't Honda known for that?
Yeah. Wow, Pete. Okay, now you've got my attention.
Okay, so we go back to sport so we can settle things down a bit, save a bit of fuel. It's not always pleasant having the engine revving all the time. But here's another thing. I'm in sport, but now let's say I wanted to overtake suddenly. It's available to me immediately, and that is the benefit of a CVT, because it's able to react so quickly to change the gear ratios.
Okay, let's talk about this infotainment system. Like you said, it's a very nice big display, touchscreen functionality, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all the bells and whistles. I'm very happy with that. I like the design of this dashboard. And can I show you something else, Pete? Did you even know that that was there?
No. What is that now? Is that?
It's just a small little.
So I can put my cell phone there.
You can put your,
so that somebody doesn't smash and grab and steal my cell phone.
They've thought about all the bells and whistles here, and then there's the big one at the bottom, which is very nice.
What I like here is they've labelled these USBs quite clearly as well. So that's for charging and that's for data.
Yes, very nice. Okay, seeing that this is a family-orientated car, safety should be at the top of the list. Would you agree?
100%. I mean, it's a family-orientated car. Number one question on everybody's mind is safety.
So, is this car very safe?
I think so.
Okay.
First of all, it's got tons of airbags. Once again, so it's got your dual airbags in the front, but it's also got side airbag curtains and side airbags.
Yeah.
It's got ABS with electronic brake force distribution, and it's also got stability control. So everything you need.
Everything you need. That's one thing that if I had to put my family in a car, that's always something that's important to me. So another box ticked.
Another safety element, Fanie, that you must remember is the handling of a vehicle.
Yes.
So that for me is active safety.
Yes.
If the car handles well, your likelihood of having an accident gets less.
Yeah.
And this car, for its cross sort of purpose or functionality, really has quite excellent handling. So yeah.
And obviously, like we said in the beginning of the review, the all-round visibility also makes this a safe car.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Pete. Let's go. Did you forget the handbrake?
I did.
Listen, Peter, what did you think?
I love this motor.
Yeah?
What a
Normally aspirated 1.5, and you say you love it.
Well, look how it was free revving.
Yeah.
Everybody's critical about a CVT, including Fritz, our producer. But I've got to tell you, again, what Honda have done properly here is the drive mode versus sport mode. You've got the choice of keeping the revs up or letting the gearbox settle. I thought it was a great combination. I thoroughly enjoyed driving this vehicle.
Okay, so what's your final thoughts? Let's start with final thoughts. Let's give it a rating and if you'd buy one or not.
Okay, so I started out life as being a huge Honda fan.
Yeah.
And they kind of lost me. But I tell you what, this little car has won my heart back again. I'm absolutely impressed with this. So I'm going to give this, especially with the lights, it's got all the lights, it's got everything we need. As a crossover, I think this is one of the best in its class. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. Would I buy one? Absolutely.
All right. Well, you know that I had a bit of a stint with Honda, and Honda is very close to my heart, especially the bikes. But yes, I'm glad to see the step up again in the build quality and execution on this car. So I am going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. This segment that they're playing in is quite competitive at the moment, but it's very well built, nicely executed. Would I buy one? Yeah, for my wife. To run around with the kids, especially with the functionality and the space inside. It's a small car, but it actually acts as if it's a very big car with all the space and customization that you can do in the back. So yes, very nice. I'm happy.
Me too.
All right, guys, that brings us to the end of another review. This was the Honda Jazz Fit. No, the Fit Jazz. The Fit. This was the Fit. And we'll see you guys again next week. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.